Breaking news, guys. Yes, is with a heavy heart that I have to announce that the Kobe times Nike partnership is long gone. The ever so beautiful legacy of the Nike times Kobe collaboration line has finally come to an end. Now, this news broke today when a source going by the name Nick DePaula tweeted at 6:36 a.m. today. He received a text saying that Vanessa Bryant did not renew the contract and that Kobe and Nike are donezo. It's crazy. It's definitely a shock, especially with, no pun intended, but with the last week's shock drop of the Kobe 6 Grinches. Some people got lucky. I myself, of course, took an L. Shout out Nike sneakers. But it was announced that with that shoe was actually the last shoe on contract. By this article, it claims that the estate of Kobe Bryant did not renew the late basketball icon's Nike deal this month, and the move signals what could be the end of the long relationship between Bryant and Nike unless the two parties can agree to a new contract. Now, Bryant's latest deal with Nike expired on April 13, 2021, the day of the shock drop of those Grinches, and as well as the other All-Star Kobe 6s. Might have been the last possible time to grab any Kobe shoes in general for retail. Now, this doesn't really make sense because there's a lot more Kobe shoes that are expected to release the rest of 2021. And on top of that, Vanessa Bryant herself even claimed that she was going to make Kobe's a lot more accessible and make it harder for resellers just to get, and just allow Kobe's true fans to get the shoes. This news was definitely heartbreaking in the sense that I just know for a fact shoe demand is going to be up, as well as the resale values of the shoes themselves. I mean, it just makes sense just due to the fact that most of the Kobe lines will never see a re-release ever in history now that the contract is over, unless they do decide to renew it, but it's highly unlikely. A lot of the shoes values are just going to skyrocket up. It's going to be even harder to obtain. As hard as it already is, it's going to be even harder to obtain these Kobe sneakers going forward. So I don't know if y'all remember, but I definitely remember the Nike/Kobe commercials, all of the Nike Kobe puppets. And when I think of Kobe's, man, I think of that commercial of him jumping over an Aston Martin coming at him at full speed. That was like one of the most recognizable Nike commercials. I was just a jit back then. Like, I was just like 10 years old or something, but I still, that memory still rings true to me. So definitely hard to accept the fact that this partnership is over. I just kind of want to get into the dark truth about this contract renewal and why possibly Vanessa Bryant didn't want to renew the contract. Now, if you guys remember, around December 2020, this news was actually leaked after Kobe's death. But in a tweet posted in December 2020, this venture capitalist Shervin Peshevar, I'm sorry if I butchered that, basically claimed that Kobe Bryant wasn't happy with his Nike deal, and actually before his passing he wanted to leave the brand and start his own brand of sneakers related to basketball called the Mamba brand. Now, this brand was basically going to be player owned, an independent sneaker brand, where obviously with Kobe, I mean, he would have a lot of connects and would sign a lot of top athletes in the league. I could see it being like a Lin Ning kind of thing when he signed D Wade, and all the dominoes kind of fell from there because of his death in January 2021. Just a month later after this meeting, the fallout with Nike didn't occur, and the foundation of this new sneaker brand called Mamba was never created. Now, on top of that, Vanessa also publicly stated that she wanted to make Kobe's a lot easier to grab in terms of releases, because she knew that the reselling game, as well as Nike handling the releases, was not it. This was back in December 2020. Around the time of the Grinches drop, she basically said, "Hi guys, I heard that fans are having a hard time buying Kobe's online, and that she actually reached out to Nike and do something for the fans, but just because of COVID, it never fell through." Now, this kind of shows that Vanessa was kind of fed up with Nike's plan. I mean, like, they could have released a lot more of the shoe, a bigger surplus, to make the shoe readily available. Of course, the shoe's going to sell out no matter what, but in that case, I could see how she was kind of fed up, because for one, it's proven that she does not like having Kobe's name used. After his death, he does not like his name or his brand being used for profit. The ways that Nike has been handling the releases, it kind of seems like they've been doing it just for profit, and like that they don't really care about the legacy and they're just doing this as a money grab. I could totally see that being the reason why Vanessa didn't want to renew the contract with Nike. Just the fact that people and resellers themselves have been really coming up on these shoes, which totally just a money grab and just total disrespect, just due to the fact that these same exact shoes around the time he were alive, they actually claimed that they weren't gaining any traction, and it was part of the reason why Kobe wanted to move on, because he felt like the marketing team at Nike was kind of shunning him and not really putting a lot of effort into his line, and thus didn't even have a lot of sales. So Kobe definitely wanted to leave Nike brand, and before his death, he definitely had plans to start his new brand called Mamba, and he felt like Nike wasn't giving his shoe line the marketing attention that it deserved, and it showed in its sales. And it's just unfortunate that now resellers and scalpers are able to take advantage of his untimely death, and just because of the name tied to it and the limitations to the shoe, now they're just gonna come up quick on it. But let me know your thoughts. What do you think of this? Like I said, it's pretty sad. If Vanessa and her estate don't decide to renew the contract, then it's insane to see what's gonna happen next with the Kobe line. We're not gonna see a lot of these like iconic models released for retail anymore. But I was actually thinking this: what if the possibility of having an open contract with Adidas happens? Because if you didn't know, Kobe signed with Adidas back in 2000 and dropped the Moon shoes and all those Adidas times Kobe branded shoes. What if they re-release those because the contract is open? They make a performance retro of those. Who knows, man? Adidas is on the comeback. They just signed Jerry Lorenzo. I could see them make a move for that, and just get a possible re-release of the Kobe Moon shoes. Who knows? I wouldn't cop those. I think those are fucking ugly, but to each his own. We'll see, man. This is RX with Prescription Kicks. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below about this whole situation. It's definitely a game changer. It's definitely a big topic in the sneaker world right now. So let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Does it really matter that the party didn't renew the contract with Nike? Do you think eventually the contract's going to be signed? Is a new brand going to be made? I don't know, man. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. And with that, I'll catch you in the next one, man. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, man. It's RX from Prescription Kicks. We out. Peace.